kidding me? Well, that's fine. Hey, Wino. How's it going, brother? Hey, Alias. I didn't even see you pop in. Ah, there you are. How's y'all's week been? Really? I gotta frickin' turn the phone around because they've locked the orientation on us. I guess you gotta pay to do anything. Normal on this bastard. Oh, and now it wants to. And then it gives me that crap again. What the hell is the deal with this? Well, as long as y'all don't see it, I can look past it. Ah, how's your dad doing? Hopefully he's getting along. While I try to make y'all motion sick. Oh man. Yeah, I was looking through some news stories today, and I figured as much as I hate having to watch 45 minutes of a story to get basically 2 sentences worth of information out of it, that's what I would do. But only the 2 sentences, though. You know, instead of the 45 minutes. Like if I tell you there's a volcano erupting, I don't have to give you the history of volcanoes on the planet Earth. You know, before I tell you we got 68 volcanoes going off. Hey, Darla, my chat froze up. It went up to 40 here yesterday, and it's supposed to go down to minus today. Hey, 7. I'm still learning how to work the damn phone. I think, there we go. I'm back on. Now I can see y'all's chat as it rolls up. Man. But yeah, I thought I'd do that, and then we'll do some chat. Wait on a couple of people to show up. How's everybody's day going? 7, he's being the hero, taking care of taking care of somebody that needs caretaking. I know I have the sympathy, but I don't know if I'd have the patience. Yeah. Yeah. You noticed that. I may have to send them both to you. Amen. Yeah, I gotta say the prayer to open too. Creator of creation, bless those that see this live cast and those that don't. those that can't, and those that never will. Amen. Now let's start the chat. I mean, that's way better now. I know a couple people that have made the remark, haven't you become awfully religious? Oh, Lord. I don't know. There's damn sure something going down. One of the myths are true. Hey, Anika. Good God. 5:14 a.m. Jeez, Pete. Hey, Anika. See, there's a memory skip for you. That was only what, 3 or 4 seconds. But yeah, some of the nicest stuff that I heard about today. Hey, Highness. How's it going? Did you figure out any other secrets of the universe lately? You know, you're my favoriteest, what was it, theoretical physicist that I know. Also the only one. Just saying. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Darla. Love you, hon. Oh, Lord. Well, I've had an interesting week. I did have to get rid of the truck, but I'm out of that hole, both of them. And there's one less insurance payment. And now instead of worrying about how to get everything on the truck, I'm just going to get the biggest fucking U-Haul they make. I'm going to get one so big that I won't be able to see the trailer behind it. I'll have to have Tony cruise with me. And she'll have to bleed out a little bit so that I can see her in the passenger side mirror when it's safe to change back over lanes. Oh my God, yeah. Oh, check this out. Here's just the... Oh, wait a minute. Ether has gas matrix as well as electromagnetic, a new thing for me. Oh, yeah. Who's shooting? I hear somebody target practicing in the background. Felt pick. You're going to have to do a live and play that, man. I don't think I've ever heard a guitar played with a felt pick. All right, let me start our good news for the day. Sometime last night or this morning, the world's largest lithium battery plant started burning. It caught on fire somehow. And it's going to be allowed to burn because you can't put it out. Well, yeah, but I haven't painted it. She said I could, so I'm gonna. Oh, you did? Well, it sounded good. Oh God, yeah. Yeah, they've cordoned off the area, and the safety crews and the firemen have been instructed to let it burn itself out. And this wasn't like a regular lithium battery factory. I mean, they were also making lithium batteries, but for the area that they were in, they had a huge bank of lithium batteries hooked up in sequence to supply power for, I forget exactly what, and that's what caught on fire. Now, that's gonna be bad. It's gonna be a long fucking time before it burns out. It's just that one building is the size of 4 football fields. So that's gonna be good. I think I'll save the best thing for last. See, geofencing has been removed from all China's drones, and the U.S. military and government has done nothing. We got to wait on the first for that. Yeah, I think that last one I'll save for tomorrow, actually, because I did get some answers to one of the questions we've been asking about why is it going to take so damn long to get autopsy results. And so see, where the fuck was I? This is almost half a day's news already. See, they're gonna possibly get rid of America's Internal Revenue Service and replace it with the External Revenue Service, whose main focus will be collecting debts from other countries. Oh yeah, yeah. It's called, the term for it is pyroterrorism. And instead of man, how did he exactly say it? Instead of using conventional weapons, you just have a bunch of people that you can call and say, set this on fire. I'll check them out. I'm waiting to hear about the what the drones are, since, see, it was a month and a half ago, there was a fishing boat out, and I guess one of them was hovering above the waves, and a wave got it, and it fell, and it got caught in the net. So the fishermen brought it up, and they got it sitting there on the deck, big red circle in the front lit up. Looks like little bits of plasma dripping off of it, made the deck black underneath it. And pretty much out of commission. Damn sure did look like some of our stuff. I would swear we've got stuff exactly like that. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was there for that. Nighttime drive. Tell him you need to pay attention to the damn road. I mean, man. Let's see, okay, what else? American ranchers are on strike. They want better prices for their stuff and all their labor, which I can understand. On strike though, that's maybe a little harsh. And they're considering doing it for 2 seasons. So that's pretty much 2 years. Unless they're going to go by 2 seasons. So that'll just be, about 6 months, 7 months. Trump gets back in, it'll be over on the 2nd. Hey, White Rabbit. How you doing, hon? Started podcast for... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Yep, I saw that. No, Darla, I'm talking about the live he did driving home. I've seen one study, and the results of it said that driving and being on your cell phone is just as dangerous, if not more so, than drinking and driving, because when you're drinking and driving, at least you're trying to pay attention to the road, and that's it. When you're on your phone, you're trying to pay attention to the phone and the road and traffic around you, and what the other idiot is saying. Even the ones that hook up to your car, they say it's dangerous to use those because it's just too much of a conscious distraction. Which I can agree. I've gotten in some trouble on the damn phone just looking at the time. Well, that's better. I don't see how y'all make it up there, man. Yeah, you need to tell Dr. J about that. Came from a psychologist, though, but... Well, we've got a hibernating stink bug that woke up, and he's been attracted inside to the sweet potato plant. And I'm going to try not to touch him for a few minutes. Last one standing wins probably be 0. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Everybody's watching everybody right now hiring us. I mean, there's so much that could pop off, but there's a bunch of different, well, at least 3 different channels saying that China has collapsed and it's way worse than we could have thought. Hey, Jules. And from what I understand, it was already pretty shitty in China. See, of course, everybody knows about the TikTok ban. It's banned from China, banned by China. It's done until China turns over its U.S. ops to an American company. I don't think that's unreasonable. Because the reasons are, well, in my opinion, the reasons are competition for YouTube. That's why they want to get it banned. But a good reason is because of the national security threat and our own personal privacy threat. They already hacked a shitload of people. Oh, Lord. Biden passes that ban on TikTok, and he leaves it for Trump to enforce so that Trump gets to be the bad guy and not old Flashbang. And that's why, the main reason why he did it. That's the main reason it happened at all. Biden passed that ban, and he left it for Trump to enforce. So if Trump comes into office and he still enforces that ban, everybody's going to be just a little bit pissed at Trump. Oompa Loompas did it. Oh, man. See, and in general, all governments are basically trying to make it illegal to disagree with them on almost anything. That's just in general. That's not just China, which has been that way for the longest damn time. They wanna roll that carpet out for us. No, they still are. They still are. But as of let's see, what was it? I forget the date. But right now, China can be flying their drones anywhere on the planet that they want, and they've already got some over here, and the U.S. military is doing absolutely zero about it right now. I'm pretty sure that's probably why Trump moved the inauguration indoors, because of the increased threat just from the fucking drones, man. I mean, it is getting ridiculous. Now, after we talk about something that'll remind us of somebody we all love and miss, which is pole shift, which is pretty much imminent. I mean, we're a little overdue from what suspicious observers says. And yeah, 2027. I've heard that quite a bit too. You see but everybody thinks pole shift is going to be no big deal. For the sun, it was no big deal, which that already happened. That's why we're having all these little problems and shit. But for the sun, it's no big deal because it's just a gigantic burning ball of plasma and carbon and a whole bunch of other shit. No, it's beginning. It's beginning. That's why Africa is starting to tear apart. That's why they've got that rift in fucking California. Yeah. But now when pole shift happens, what's going to happen is we might not feel it right at first, and I'm betting anything within a few minutes we'll notice something going on, because it'll feel like we're standing up in the bed of a truck that's starting to accelerate. And this will be way after, and I mean, you're right, Darla, the core of the planet may have already flipped over, and the rest of the planet is magnetized to the orientation of that core. So now, sooner or later, it's going to catch up. And then when that starts to happen, at first it might be a gentle acceleration that quickly accelerates. I don't know how fast. I know in the end it'll probably end up around 2,000 mile an hour winds for a little while at surface level. By the time the land that's moving, let's call it forward. Yeah, I know. That's what, and see, and that's what I was talking about the other day, just for a few more fucking days of secrecy. But oh yeah. And see, if the Earth's mantle, flips, because it's sitting on a liquid core. The core is magnetized, which is supposed to be impossible. Because hot things lose their magnetism. But it's magnetized, and if it's already flipped over, sooner or later, we're going to start moving really quick. And when the land pushes the water out of the way, it's going to come up and come down maybe 2,000-3,000 feet. And then that's going to have to drain off of the land. But when everything stops, those mountains are going to, they're going to have stirred up some air a little bit when they first started moving. And there's going to be some slower winds. And yeah. Oh God. And see, and that's why I say it stinks, dude. I think they did that just for a few more days of secrecy. Because I'm betting you anything. Okay, who remembers that, what was it, the better part of a month that he was just counting shit taking off, going up, heading up towards the moon, heading straight up, but just keeping on going. It wasn't coming back down. It just kept on fucking going. And I think one night he said just that night he counted like 300 or 400 just taking off. Same fucking spot, same area. On that base behind him. I've got a base behind me too, you fuckers. Yeah, I've decided. Hey, Paris. Hey, sweetie. Yeah, I've decided since I'm probably not going to get to drive anymore, my next purchase is probably going to be the biggest telescope I can get the bank to let me buy. Because, I mean, hell, why not? I'm going to be up in the mountains on clear nights. I should have a better view than I would down here in Tennessee. Hey, Jim. Oh, how you liking this end time stuff going down? Yeah, there's a lot of people that got banned on bad days. And I got lucky. When I got banned, it's because my channel got hacked and the motherfucker ended up trying to have an argument with me while I was on a live. Little bastard. And I still have access to the channel, but I don't fuck with it anymore because I'm sure if I start being active with it, then start getting fucked with again. And all I did on that first channel that got hacked was I carved a stone and I made a little video about my wedding album and my father having been there, even though he was passed away, because he was the mist that constantly surrounded me in every picture of me and Tony. I've trimmed them down, actually. The white ones down here are new growth. Next time I trim them up really, really short. But you can see those new ones are trying to get down there to the bottom because they're not really happy with getting trimmed up. Hey, Melissa. Yeah, worst thing I had happen was I had to get rid of the truck. And one thing led to another, and it was the best decision. So I called up my buddy, the banker, and said, hey, I need to get rid of the truck. And I believe it was about 4 hours. And another friend of mine, Dennis, called him and said, I want that truck. Good God, 110. Where in the hell are you at? Oh man, yeah, he would have loved it. I bet he would have started out the show with, I don't need anything for my birthday this year because I mean, sometimes there's just not enough asses to kick. I just can't kick enough asses. Not that it usually does a whole lot of good, but you know, cats will get in your way. I saw a clip this morning about, I think, 4:30 in the morning, and it was a trainer in a tiger pen with a tiger. They had a really good relationship, and they were playing, and so the tiger did like a cat, you know, it wrapped its paws around her legs, dug in, and started kind of gnawing a little bit. And of course, she's freaking out, and the cat thinks, you know, hey, she's playing. So he starts playing a little harder. And then the other trainer gets in there and he's got a stick and he's beating the hell out of this tiger. I'm beating the hell out of this tiger, hollering its name and no. I think it was about after 3 minutes, the tiger finally lets go and you see it walk off. It kind of shakes its head a little bit and he turns its head and he's like, no. And then this white collie comes running in there and gets between the tiger and the trainer, and they're backing up. And the tiger takes a step forward and he's like, no. And they close the door and the tiger walks up to the border collie and gives it a big old cat style, you know, just ran its face down that dog's whole body. And I was like, damn. Oh shit, something happened. That would have been cool. Yeah, now there'd be something to do, Alias. Get one fender of each color. You just have a fucking wall full of Fender Stratocasters. Hey, Rose. Yeah, Rose would get her a wrench too. She used to pop in on the chats every now and again at Bruce's. Yeah, dude, I need to get a better setup so that I can just have this phone sitting there in front of his bowl and not worry about having to move my hands around the damn thing. Ooh. I know a guitar case just by itself is expensive. Hmm. Yeah, we need another. Oh no, no. Damn it. I can still barely work this fucking thing. There. Now we have another French-speaking moderator. And for some reason, I can't see Rose. Be a big ass purse. You could beat somebody with that purse. Like the ancients with the handbag, but gigantic and club-like. Oh man. Now who's curious or who wants to go ahead with what I think is probably going to be the very worst, least enjoyable part of the live cast if I do it today? Or who wants to wait until tomorrow? Love you, Melissa. Knitted socks. Yeah, pretty much basically anybody that's from Bruce's chat group is going to end up with a wrench as soon as it gets done all crossing my mind and shit, so that even their trolls won't be safe here. Make it a half-size one, Darla. That way he can't fit a guitar in there. He'll have to get an electric ukulele. Oh hell. Alias, you've got to build an electric ukulele. I challenge you. Not that I'm gonna try it. I just challenge you to do it. Oh yeah, it didn't cross my mind. I bet you the stock market for Sweden is going way the hell up. Like as fast as we think about it, it's probably going up. Mm. Yeah, I cried about it just last night. Yeah, last 3 or 4 days. Oh, good Lord. You ever wanted to just not let go of somebody's throat? But you had to. Lord. Oh, here you go. You about to get you a gift, buddy. Oh man. Oh, buddy. Soak it in some fabric softener. Don't rinse the fabric softener off of them. I'm going to let you two work that out. I'm not going to come in defense. You're on your own, buddy. Yeah, waxing is better. Takes longer to come back. Don't ask me how I know. Oh, God. Speaking of underwear, y'all, this morning I saw a clip that was a surefire 100% Darwin Award candidate. It was freaking some kind of model. I think it was some swimsuit model or some shit. And she's at the shooting range and she's popping off her rounds, hitting her target. And then one of the rounds hits the wall and bounces off and goes down the leg of her pants because she's got basically her thong holding up her fucking overalls. So she reaches down to get the hot shell out of her pants leg and shoots a hole in her purse. The bullet happens to skip right under, just barely under the leg protector. And she's banned from that gun range forever. Now she gets to be famous for that. Instead of being pretty, she gets to be famous for being pretty and stupid. Oh, man. It's hilarious. I mean, God. I think she was more concerned with trying to look hot while doing target practice than anything else. Either that or she'd never seen any examples of any rounds going into a ballistics dummy. Yep. It's non-monetized. Probably the only people here are subscribed. It takes a hot minute for me to draw a new crowd. Cold, I bet. Right now it's on the way to dropping over here. And I want to say it's in the low 40s right now, fixing to hit a high 38. Okay, baby. I'll be here for you. Bored and lonely. No, I'm not. I'm hanging out. I'm hanging out with my extended adopted family. Hang on, y'all. Y'all get to see a lot of the. Look at all that shit. Wait till I come back. I have to do my duties. If you're gonna talk about me, now's the time. I can't see. So my wife is a coffee junkie. She'll make it until the coffee supply runs out at the end of the world. Yeah, who came up with the idea to cut 2,000 coffee filters at the same time so they all kind of get mashed together? Let's see what y'all are saying about me. Damn, somebody's shooting something big over there. See, this way she won't hurt me when she gets home. So I can just protect myself with her coffee cup. Ta-da. God. These bastards. I'm gonna have to keep an ear out. Sounds like they may be getting closer. Yep, that's what I just did. Well, not tea, but coffee. You don't know how to use peppermint with bird. You put it on your middle finger. That's how you use it with the bird. Come on, man, you know better. And that's how I would do it. You know, I wonder what peppermint tastes like since that last seizure. You know it is. You know it is. After the last couple days I've had, I think that's probably all I'll do today. Just hang out and nurse the pipe. I'm curious. And it doesn't look too bad. Doesn't show up at all. I fell and caught myself on my fist. Oh, another stupid thing I saw today was a zookeeper that got chased by a hippopotamus. He come running out pretty good, and then he slips, and he's like backing away. Well, thank you, hun. hadn't had any dizzy spells in the last couple days, so I'm feeling better about that. Oh. Yeah, who here has seen Hev? I ran across this little girl that just started doing a clip show, and the reason I clicked on it is because she had a big old picture of herself up there on the thumbnail, and I had to take a second look because I thought for a second it was Hev. I had to actually adjust my glasses so that I could focus better. Yeah, this little chick Deb on the web, she does her a little 30-minute show, and shows these clips and stuff. I mean, better than the rest of them. She gets to the point of it. She don't drag that shit out. And she's starting to look into unexplained things of all types. So eventually I'll talk her into looking into and talking about a particular unexplained thing. Sorry, I wasn't looking. I was looking away and listening to gunshots in the far distance. That's good. Yeah, I hate having any kind of congestion that makes it so you just can't sleep. Drift off and start to drown almost immediately. Yeah, that's one thing I can say. I mean, yeah, we love each other to death, but me and Tony are almost inconsiderate completely of each other's sleep patterns. Oh, I know what's up. Yeah, I know what's up. That's homeboy over there playing with his pew pew. I haven't heard it in so long I forgot he had it. I was starting to get worried. Good God. Can y'all hear that every now and again in the background? That's not somebody hitting anything with a hammer. That's like 2 houses away in a backyard. I bet you every one of those probably cost about $9. Good Lord. Waiting on another one here in a few seconds. Oh, it's way louder than that. That's like 2 houses away and I'm inside. I wanna, oh God, what downside? It's not your regular type of rifle. It's a 50 cal. It's not small. I'm just wondering what the fuck they could possibly be shooting at with it. And they're cranking out a bunch of them. I think it's a Barrett. I think that's what he said. It's freaking, ugh. It gives you chills to look at it. And seeing that worries me too, because Homeboy stays up on the news a whole lot more than me. And if he's thinking about getting prepared, we might want to start looking over his shoulder. Being damn careful in public. Maybe even avoid crowded areas. Crowds aren't that important. Matter of fact, shit starts going down, try to go the opposite direction of the crowd where shit's not coming from. Because most likely they'll try to get groups. They'll want to make news. Unless you're in the middle of the group. That way everybody else can be your shield. And let's be pragmatic about this. It's fucking huge. It's even got the counterweight on the front of it. And it just looks hideous. That's some of that shit you can be, so far away. Just so far away. And all they hear is a slight whistle. And then the target is gone. And then about a half second, maybe 2 seconds later, you hear... I intend to return to my roots, though, and get a bow and arrow. Hey, Arthur. Yeah, I intend to get both. I want to get a compound, about 60 pound. But then I also want to make a bow. I want to make my own longbow. About 75 to 100 pound pull. And I've already seen how. Now I just got to find the damn wood. From what I saw, it's gotta be fresh. I don't got none of that. I got plenty of stuff to make a shillelagh out of. No, I'm proud to say I am completely defenseless. Except for a pocket knife and some forks. And some very small dogs. No matter how vicious they would be for me, they're little. But I have neighbors. And my closest one, Miss Donna, just next door. I'm sure y'all have seen her house in the distance, in the backyard. She would probably be the first one out the door. That girl, she ain't nothing to play with. Yeah. Yeah, and that longbow, oh Lord. Friggin' longbow. But then I also had the idea that I could get like 10 or 12 of those really cheap red ones for kids and cut the ends off of them, cut the handle off of the first one, and cut the blades off, fasten those blades behind that bastard to where they're fastened on each side of the handle and they can slide up and down that outside blade, and just stack as many as I want until I get whatever poundage I want. I have to put some kind of silencers in between each one of the blades though, or it'd sound like, oh my God, it'd sound like somebody smacking a stack of fucking slats on the table. It'd be funny sounding. And it wouldn't be quiet. I've always wanted to make a crossbow too. Like the old style. One where you gotta crank that bastard. That's the ones in the old days. Get a bunch of people out in chainmail and get 3 of them lined up and they'd go through all 3 of them. All right, Highness. Much love, brother. Be careful. Yep, always good to see the gang. Well, that would probably explain why I couldn't see Rose. Now that I'm paying more attention to the actual screen, I can keep up better. Hopefully. Yeah, early this morning, shortly after he got fed, he was doing laps around that bowl like he was hunting something. I know. She is lucky she didn't kill herself, man. Well, thank you, Arthur. I may be a little prejudiced, but I think I've got the best chat room in YouTube. Just as far as general atmosphere, I damn sure got enough moderators. I'll never be without a moderator. Oh, wow. Hey, you know, if it breaks out, try to not be in any metropolitan areas. I mean, that should be a given. At the first sight of it's going to hell, just go ahead and just leave. Do it calmly. Do it quietly. You know, try to be already moving by the time the panic breaks out. Oh, good God. Yeah, Darla, you need to go ahead and go move in with Dr. J. Just take Giles and whatever pets and the most valuable possessions and sell what the fuck. Oh my God, I couldn't live next to an ammunition factory. That's just so you can't get accidentally blocked. Just all you got to do is just not do anything. Never do anything quickly. God knows I've done that a few times and just fucked right up. Oh, Lord. Diaper bomber. Yeah, I made a bed lift for a trailer out of some garage door springs. I always thought about how hard it would be to get one of those and cut the spring down and make a spring-powered compound bow. Hey, Ellie. Oh, Ellie, the thing by the moon, most likely one of the planets getting ready to hit the alignment, but I'm sure you've found that out already. About time. I think I may have to make everybody a fucking moderator for them to start getting notifications. But there is a quiet rule that YouTube lives by, and you put out 2 videos in one day and they send out notifications for those, and then after that they don't bother. Yeah. And they don't bother to tell anybody about it. It's okay, well, it's in the terms of service or the agreement, but how many people have ever read every word of that agreement? I know I damn sure didn't. Oh God, yeah. Yeah. And now they've started openly talking about motherships and crap like that. And then at the same time, like literally right after that, the algorithm will suggest one that contradicts it. That's talking about Bluebeam and all that good crap. Which makes me think that I'm going to end up having been right, and that we're about to have Bluebeam get shot down on us. And we won't see any real aliens until they decide to step in and stop the monkeys from blowing up the planet. In the last 2 or 3 days, there's been some pretty heavy, pretty cool Bigfoot shit coming out that I've seen, that as long as I've been on YouTube and looking for Bigfoot, any kind of Bigfoot, anything, I should have seen it by now, I would figure. Yeah, paint roof blue. No shit. I mean, that's the thing about it. I'm not particularly worried though. I mean, if they do get me, I hope it is with the beam, because it'll be pretty damn quick. Listen, Mr. Bug, you're about to wear out your welcome. Wait until it gets cold and put your ass outside. There you are. Come here, buddy. There you go. Now I got him under a little cap. He can just crawl around in that one little spot forever. No more buzzing me in the head. Jules, it's a damn good idea. I mean, no shit. Thank you, Ellie. That's Max. Little bastard. Oh, wow. You know, Alias, I do that a lot. I've got that old man sleep pattern going on. Ow. Though technically, I'm not really surprised. But yeah, I've got that old man sleep pattern going on. It's speeding up, folks. So speaking of sleep pattern, what time is it? Let me make sure I don't slip into the permanent one. How many pills do I take in a day? Maybe like the Enterprise coming into view. About that many. That's just for seizures. And I opened it upside down. But right now, thank God, this time of day, I've only got to take one fucking pill. Which is kind of pathetic. I mean, I don't know, pathetic and fitting too. I should have fucking ducked. I could have tried. Yeah, he was asleep somewhere. Found his way in when it got warm and started raining the other day. Most likely on one of the dogs. I'm down here in the dog lounge. Hey, Michelle. Feed my nasty habit. It's one or the other. You'll be finding something to slip up under there on him. Oh, I love you, Ellie. Have fun, hun. Hope your day is awesome. There we go. Now he can take his trip outside. I thought about putting him in there with Max, but that would just be cruel. He wouldn't last a second. Max would take him and jam him under a rock and keep coming back to check to see if he moved. I've been keeping a pretty good check on his bowl. He doesn't have any more spiders in there. Man, that kind of does kind of does bug me. That was the one I was trying to tame. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Oh, hell. I'll be damned. Good to see that fucking channel name, dude. I'm making nothing today. Not today. What I have been making is this. And of course, made that. Get it at just the right. You are not a complete stranger, man. You have been missed. There have been people asking about you. And of course, my damn PlayStation burned up. So that put an end to that. When I get around to getting another one, I'm going to take this one apart, take the game out of it, start a whole new thing. If I ever get around to it. Oh, I made this too. Well, I bought the bauble on top and then I epoxied that bitch on. And I'm gonna coat the rest of the rock with epoxy and pretty much sits like that. Oh, I got it in the wrong spot. There, pretty much sits like that. Looks like I'm out of focus. Is that out of focus? Thank you, man. Simon, I mean, really, dude, you don't know how much you've been missed by most of the people in the group. And Bruce. Yeah, I could probably get TJ to do that. Damn thing just doesn't like to, it doesn't like to eject. It doesn't like to load anymore. And both of the controllers are burned up. Every time I pair up another controller with it, that controller burns up. Like there's some kind of feedback going on or some shit. And I mean, it's not even a hardwire connection. I don't get how that can happen. Whether it's a new controller or not, it just burns the damn controller up. But I'm getting more accomplished without playing with myself. But yeah, I had been playing No Man's Sky. And I had progressed up to where, see, they finally started putting animals in the damn thing. And every now and again, you'd run across a ship that was just parked. You could take it for free. And I stuck my name on a planet. So somewhere out there in No Man's Sky, there's a planet named Chi 8947. Good luck. Oh man. Right. This is the time when you should probably be quiet. I mean, you say too much and the wrong ears fucking hear it, you might not see another sunrise. And they might do that just for 5 more minutes of secrecy. They just consider us to be disposable. We're not even worth the thought of really trying to hide shit from, because we argue amongst ourselves too much to ever come to any real conclusion. So why should they take the effort to start? Hopefully you've made contact with the ones that are about to save our asses from ourselves. Oh yeah, they want you to shut the fuck up. And the only reason they did that is because they can't physically get to you. Yeah, I'm not scared. Hell, I told them, come by. Shit. Try that shit with me. Been a lot more noise around the house, but that's about it. Had some little jerk from the old days run across the channel and took the invitation the wrong way. It didn't work out too well. I don't think I give a fuck about him. And it's funny though. I gotta wonder, hey Stats, I gotta wonder how I look to these people from my old days, because I know they look like shit. Most of them time has not been kind to. Honey, you're home.
Yes, I am.
Love you. Your coffee's made.
Thank you.
There, I'm safe.
I got to follow Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Man. Well,
CJ at the gym.
No.
He's on.
Yeah, I think he's up there on his computer. Yeah, no, they've got, what the hell is it? I tried texting Darla earlier to tell her I was going to be on in about 35 minutes or so, and it wouldn't go through. I can text in the United States, but I can't text outside the United States anymore. I mean, it took me a minute to figure that out. Hell yeah, man. Hell, if you can still get on here, you should start posting on here again. Don't even add commentary. If you don't feel like fucking with anybody's comments, don't answer them. Well, I'm sure a lot of the shit they're showing here recently in the last few days, probably at least 3/4 of it is probably AI for Bluebeam. And then they've got, well, I couldn't say that either, because now they've got plasma shielding technology for our own drones. So a lot of those glowing orbs are just drones with a big ass plasma shield around them. And it's pretty cool too, because the way I heard the dude explain it, it makes them pretty much almost impervious. Like a malfunction or the right electromagnetic pulse at the right time in their processing, and but other than that, you really can't hurt them. They'll kind of hover there and take a missile, like that one they keep showing the clip of. That wasn't a lucky catch from a military officer or military personnel. That was a testing footage. It's fucking incredible what they can do. And people just don't believe it. Probably because it is incredible. And they've said, I've heard a lot of rumors that a lot of the drones are already controlled by AI. Yeah, they've got no choice to believe you. They're putting them everywhere so that people can get used to the idea. And for all signs that I can see, yeah, it looks like Project Bluebeam from every description I've heard. You know, there's so much that matches up. Yeah, it could be that. And then there's these other people talking about the what is it, the fucking Galactic Command or some crap like that, and the Ashtar Empire, and all these other dudes talking about Ascension and all this other good shit. Good way to get a bunch of people to just calm the hell down until you roll over them like a steamroller. Yeah, that may have been a smart choice. Somebody got to carry the damn torch. Yeah, I know, right? All you got to do is talk nice. And if they can make fucking what do you call it? If they can make mental contact, psychic contact, they can make you experience anything they want. Especially if you're totally untrained, might have a propensity for it sometimes in your sleep. Oh yeah. Well, hell, next live I do, I'll do an invite thing, and you can show it on here. Let YouTube quiet me down a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah, because they wanted to be the ones to break the story. That's what the hell it was. They wanted to. But yeah, if you want to show it on here, the next live I do, you can show it on here. Hell, I'll do one later tonight if you want. It'll probably be 1:30 in the morning your time. Okay. I mean, I have no idea how to do it, but we'll figure it out. No, I have never. I can still barely work these in case you haven't caught on, hon. The last one I did, I think the first 5 minutes was me trying to get back in it, telling people it still won't let me back in. And I was having to do that in chat. Yeah. Yeah. Here pretty soon, after the first, supposedly, the first day. After the first day of old Trump being back, we're supposed to find out everything we want to know about the drones. And the fart stick. Yeah, give Dad a hug for me. What the hell is slaking? Let's see if we can do several chats like this quite often. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What the hell is slaking? Oh, slacking. Never mind. Yeah, like I'm doing right now. God. Sorry, I'm a bit thick. Oh yeah. I mean, hey, Gate Smasher. No, you're in a place where everybody fucking believes it, dude. We've seen it. We've seen it a lot. A lot. I decided instead of well, I probably will end up buying another truck once I get moved, but I'm gonna see about getting a loan for a telescope because why not? Is that what they call us? Yes, absolutely. Any new viewers, check that out. You will not be disappointed. Just run through the shorts. There's one in there particularly. When you run across it, it'll make you want to watch all the rest of them, no matter how long, no matter how boring. you'll be looking for that eye candy. And there's a lot of it. I mean, it was, oh God, what was it? It was 5:30 in the morning in West Virginia. I was downstairs in the garage having a cigarette, flicking through YouTube, run across this One Moon channel. Really sucked. He started basically telling the history of the fucking moon. And then click through a couple more, run across Bruce, and it's right at the point where he's showing these things moving in this mist. And I think I caught it right at the part where he's like, see, there's a mist. I'm telling you, there's a mist up there. Because all I did was start it and, start doing the rest of my day. When I came back and sat down, I had to rewind the whole damn thing. Yeah, they'll find out. They'll find out. Because, I mean, it can only go just a couple of ways, man. They're either gonna have to come clean about it, because sooner or later, if they're just gonna thin us out too much, they'll have to stop. Or they'll get us to the point where the real aliens will step in and be like, hey, now that's enough. Oh yeah. You know what's been crossing my mind? How there's like a certain percentage of the population that noticed the Mandela effect, and the rest of them, you mention it and try to explain it, and they look at you like you're trying to talk through your ear. And it's crossed my mind that maybe most of or all of everybody that's taken for any reason, when they go back through that time displacement to get put back where they came from, really that anchors them in some kind of way so that they're able to notice the changes and everybody else don't. It's been happening. Wednesday of last week, we were on our way to go pick up TJ. He had stayed late to have his little tournament thing. And we were going up the on-ramp. And I had noticed something going on way off in the distance above Sabre. And I was like, oh, it looks like there's one of those weird orbs hovering over there. And I'm guessing that it wasn't, because by the time we got to the top of the ramp to hit 41A, looked over there at Sabre, and I swear to God, it looked like there was a chaff canister going up that had just been stood straight up on its end, and they popped it off. What the hell? Oh yeah. When I was 16, see, I'm 51 now, bodily. So that long ago. See, they like to get 16-year-old boys for the 16 and back program, and then if they make it and they get to bring them back to the point where they took them, which is the main rule supposedly, they have to not remember anything that happened, and that right there is the fuck up. I mean, everybody's gonna have those dreams. Everybody's gonna wanna know what happened. And nobody's gonna be quiet about it. Well, I've almost been on 2 hours. You're probably starting to fall asleep, huh? Oh, it means a chaff canister is usually something that they'll hang behind the big cargo planes. They'll hang on each side, right above the wheel wells, and just a little in front of the door opening for the cargo door. And if they think there's something like a heat-seeking missile or something like that coming at them, well, basically just for heat-seeking missiles, they'll fire off these flares, and it's a shitload of them. And like, some of them are just hot, and some of them go out a little ways, and they've got a little pop to them, if you know what I mean. And there's a bunch of them, I mean, just shitloads of them, because that's really the only defense that this thing's got, unless it's one of the blessed cargo ships, blessed cargo planes that's got the guns sticking out of each side of its belly, and that's not really that great. That's really just for circling an area and pummeling the ground. But yeah, that's what a chaff canister is. It's like it's a missile decoy system. But it looked like a chaff canister going off, sticking straight up in the air. Yeah, I was thinking about how nice it'd be to go to Canada. And it was funny too, because I had that thought, right? Check this out, guys. I had that thought about, man, it would be cool as shit to go to Canada. It's got to be pretty country up there. It was right after Dr. J had his live cast. And then the next morning, they started in with Bigfoot videos. And the first one I clicked on was dude out somewhere, and there's some vocalization going on in the background that just made my skin crawl. Absolutely made my fucking skin crawl. Oddly enough, you know, that probing thing is one of the things they're supposed to make you remember. That way you're less likely to tell anybody. And any probing that is done has to be done through the anus. How sweet is that? And that way, anybody that's honest says aliens hurt my butt, they immediately get laughed at, and that usually shuts them up. It's a good strategy. Well, all you gotta do, Simon, you make a new email. You can auto-generate that shit. Be sure to write it down all careful. And then off of that one, you make a whole new fucking account. Easy peasy. Oh my God. 40 minutes? Ah, Star Baby. Yep, they fiddled with that egg. I mean, for real, think about it, okay? How many motherfuckers know how to play the guitar, the tuba, the fucking piano? God only knows what other fucking instruments he knew how to play. He taught himself astronomy. I mean, he taught himself astronomy good enough that there were no experts coming on his channel to fucking argue with him. I'd never not once did I see anybody pop up and say, well, you know, I happen to be an astrologer for blah 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 university, and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Not once. Yeah, I don't know shit about no IP addresses. Oh God, yeah. I mean, and I mean, if you think about it, if he had just kept on cruising the way he was going, what, 5-6 years ago, he'd be just fine, making plenty of money, you know, wouldn't really, you know, not pushing it like he did, just showing the moon. He'd have been fine because he was already able to make a living at it doing that. And anytime he wanted to up it, you know, he'd make it a channel effort. And then when he finally got up enough money, and I'm sure most of it was his, no matter what he says. No, Simon, he's not. No, he's not. We got the news September 4th. Hey, Randy. Hey, you were a channel donator or channel supporter, weren't you, Randy? I believe that name is familiar to my addled old brain. Oh. Well, Darla, do you want to do this one, or do you just want to correct me when I'm wrong? I know, Simon. Ain't nobody mad at you for not knowing. Okay. September 4th. Bruce hadn't checked his mail on time. That's my understanding of it. The neighbors hadn't seen him, or he hadn't called. I believe he hadn't called his mom, who happens to be Darla, by the way. And so they called the neighbors to go check, see if he had overslept. And I believe the door was just slightly open, just a little bit. And because when the neighbor knocked on it, it came open, and Bruce was in the living room floor. And they said, well, I might as well go ahead and do the other thing that I was going to wait for since this came up. They said it was natural causes. And so they said it's going to be like a year for the autopsy results. And of course, everybody in shock right off of the bat. You know, I was in shock. I was shattered. And so I did my little bit of digging, and generally it's, you know, anywhere from 30 to maybe 90 days for natural causes. Now, what gets me, okay, here's the reasons why an autopsy would take a year. It could be a booking problem, a backlog, and with that fake COVID shit and that jab putting people down, highly possible. The second reason could be an extensive toxicology test to see absolutely every chemical that was in the deceased. The results of the toxicology report could call for additional investigations. There could be required coordination with other agencies, which, number 5, could require holding for further review, a more thorough review, or if it is considered suspicious or high profile. And I believe what we have, just to be quite motherfucking honest, they're using the booking backlog as probably the excuse if you start hounding them. They probably are running an extensive toxicology test. Of course, they are running additional investigations because they are coordinating with other agencies because it is suspicious and it is high profile. And that's absolutely everything I could find out about it. There, now. Of course, needless to say, nobody's happy about it. The memorial live, I guess what you'd call it, for the chat group, we even had a few trolls show up to pay their respects. And they were honestly paying their respects. I know there were probably many, many people in those in that live chat that were pissed off because those people were there, but I'm sure there was one or two that said something out of the way, and the ones that didn't say anything out of the way and that were trying to be respectful, they were there because they actually regretted getting banned. I'm sorry, man. I thought you knew. If you wanna watch it, it's not. I don't think it's numbered. I'm gonna have to move it, but it's the lowest one on the video list. The very first live, I do believe. Well, see, Darla, that's the thing. Right after that, we lost a bunch of people all at once. And I'm sure a lot of those were like some trolls that had multiple phones and shit and multiple channels. And then I started watching Seven's live casts, and there's people on there that they'll say some shit, and it's like, yeah, I don't want them running across my channel at all. So I'll block them. That way I ain't even got to worry about them. And hopefully Seven's not taking it as advice, because, I mean, shit, I don't know. They might just be joking. I wait for their next comments. Then if it's all cool, I go back up and I unblock them. I know, man. I thought you knew. I wouldn't have been so flippant about it if I knew you didn't know. And I was thinking about that today too, because Dad passed, and man, it wrenched me for the longest time, years. And then Bruce passed, and that pretty much split me the rest of the way. And then it was just before Bruce had passed, Dad came to me in a dream. We were at the front door. It was foggy, shiny, like bright, perfect lighting. Hey, Randy. And where the hell is he? But it was perfect lighting. And I can't remember what they said, but I was happy. Yeah, me too. You better believe it. I'm daring motherfuckers to come over. I'm daring them. And I'm right. They know where I'm at. I'm right here behind Sabre Heliport. Y'all fly over my fucking house all the time. Anyway. I lost my train of thought. I thought about a bunch of other different things. Oh, yeah. And I can't remember what they said, but, you know, after that dream with Dad, I felt so much better, you know. And then Mom comes along with her new boyfriend, who happens to be a millionaire, and that's fun because I found out a lot of shit. Like Simon, you remember the problems around town that I was having? They were all caused by Mom. How's that? How's that for some dynasty shit? That's what I started doing. I started doing the sun videos so that, you know, people can't say, well, fuck, I would look at the moon, but it's, I gotta work and blah and this, that. Okay, well, look up in the daytime. I can understand why you don't look at the moon, because it's late at night and you sleep and shit and, you know, whatever your schedule. Look up in the daytime. Then argue with that shit about, you know, argue about that shit with yourself until you want to say to somebody, hey, I looked at the sun the other day and fuck. yeah, it's, I mean, that's one of those things you slowly accept. But it wasn't, it was a scene when Dad passed. When Dad passed, see that's me when I was young and drinking and had a little belly. When Dad passed, it took several years before he showed up in a dream, and then and then when Bruce showed up, it was not not that much longer after he passed. It was a while, but it was a while, and it was the same setting, the perfect lighting. You know, just like a fantasy that you'd have if you were standing in heaven, except it was my little living room in heaven. I was fucking in heaven. They were fixing to walk out the door, and there, the feeling I got was, it's all cool. I'll see you later. And then there was a third old dude that came by, and it crossed my mind today that was probably, I can remember the face, but I can't remember the name. And he used to live just down the road a little bit. And then right after that, it crossed my mind. The Father, the Son, and the other guy may have fucking been the Holy Ghost, dudes. It kind of got my attention a little more. Or a little more of my attention. It made me damn well think. Big and small diaper. Oh, dipper. Yeah, I thought you said diaper. I'll say that's about the size of it. Okay, here you go. You ask if whoever out there has a Siri that's handy, ask them, Siri, blue plus what color makes white, and then you'll know what color the moon is. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's all guesswork until shit starts blowing up. Everybody's running everywhere and screaming. Nobody knows what the fuck to do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's definitely 100% something going on. And the rumors have been going on for so long. It wasn't even 3 or 4 days ago. Finally, here's some shit about old Warner von Braun's girlfriend. And she's, flat out telling him, yeah, we talk about all kinds of stuff, and he'd tell me the plan, and he'd go over the plan with her. And the last thing he always said was, and their last move will be a fake alien invasion. So here it comes. That's what makes me give the advice of, shit starts going down, try not to be in a crowd of people. They're going to want to get rid of as many people as they can and leave some people for witnesses. Try to be the witness. Yeah, I know, right? Just for a few just for a few more days of secrecy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Ask your Siri, what sky blue plus what color makes white, and she'll tell you. She may just be like, add however many parts white. Oh, yeah. Well, think about it. There's a lot of people that really haven't ever heard about it. And if they do it, and it's a real thing, nobody's really going to be stopping to ask a lot of questions. I know if fucking the school across the road blows up and there's a big disc floating above it, I'm not going to hang out too long. I'm grabbing who I can. I'm telling them, get in a ditch. But it also makes me think, if they're going to do this, they've got these robot dogs. Boston Dynamics has that fucking robot that can do parkour. Oh God, what is it? Either China or Japan has a robot dog that's got wheels instead of feet. And it can do like fucking ballet. No, there's no such thing as death. My very first channel is still up. If y'all go back to it, that video, I believe, is still there. Hey, Shannon. But yeah, see, that's the other thing nobody's taken into account. What I think is going down here, possibly another possibility rather, is that, yeah, they're putting up all these orbs and shit, all these drones, causing all this, everybody to look up. They even got me saying it, look up. But they've also got all these damn robots, especially the Boston Dynamics ones that can do parkour. And then and they just turned it on and let it learn how to do this shit by itself. And then all they got to do is dress one up however they want it to look and let it learn how to do that shit wearing a costume. I understand. It took me a while to cry about it too, dude. We're all still crying about it at one point or another. I cried about it last night. It's the fucking hot impotent rage. Yeah, I know, right? Hell, the moon turns yellow quite a bit. So blue plus what color makes yellow? I'll make it past 51. I believe they've been flicking my cutoff switch for a while now. I'm not particularly worried. Yeah, I gotta put me a tappy thing on the screen so that I can make the damn words light back up. For some reason, my screen is just slightly darker and it says orientation is locked. Rotate device back, and you rotate it and it doesn't go away. And they've been, oh God, they've been doing shit. Oh, it's okay, Wayne. You probably didn't miss too much. You could always go back and watch it on 2x speed and listen to Chipmunk. Yep, I'm still driving to get him a million a million subs. I might have gotten blocked from Dev on the Web's channel because I brought it up to her. I brought it up in her comments section on purpose. She's starting to, I mean, she just started out not too long ago. And she started to do the conspiracy things. Well, here's one. I mean, how the fuck else can you term it? Well, here's one. What I want to know is what the slightly whitish blue thing is off to the left upper side of the sun. If they ever let the fucking sun shine over here again. Darla sent me some solar filter. I'm gonna trim up a little piece and put it on the camera. Yeah, Israel's got the ceasefire. Jules, have fun, baby. Oh, she gonna listen in? She gonna be so bored. There's no way my voice is that soothing. Has it? I wonder if that's what Blue Beam, is that what they meant by the blue Kachina, was Blue Beam? Because, I mean, there's something else up there by the sun, too. I'm not the only one seeing shit. Seven's seeing it, too. It's not fucking just me. No, what you got to do, check it out, Arthur. What you got to do is you get you a just about the darkest, the very darkest welding lens that you can see a cigarette lighter through, just barely, and you put that over your phone, your camera lens. I'm gonna say your phone lens, which is basically what it is, but you put that over your camera lens, and then you look at it through your cell phone, and you don't have to buy shit. You don't have to burn up your cell phone camera. None of that. Yeah, next chance I get, probably when there's snow on the ground, I bet you. Yeah, no, that one won't work. It will not work because it's got to be that. Oh God, I forget how many lumens it is on that plasma flash from that welder, but the sun is not that bright, and so the sun won't keep it on. The sun will charge the battery a little, but the rest of the time, like that battery, the battery that's in there only powers that helmet for when you have it turned on. You turn it on, and that starts the power running in the circuit and controls how dark the filter gets, that liquid filter. And what is powering that liquid filter is when you hit that flash. That's why it's like a tenth of a second too late, because that circuit's got to go through and it's got to turn off the battery first, and then that little solar thing in front of your face is what's keeping your eyes protected. But that's not a solar panel. The panel on that thing barely works. That's why that thing is so fucking bright. I mean, if it worked any better, it'd burn the thing out. What? Apparently the day after been in jail. What? Did I miss something? Let me roll back up there. I must have. Closer. Very well could be. Very well could be. I know a lot of it is the pollutions and the different pollutants and oils and shit that are suspended. That'll change the look of water, just like water on top of gas, except it's the other way around. But it has been weirdly a different kind of bright lately, and that's because the sun's magnetic pole flipped over, and now it's fixing to do the same to us. It's gonna hit the core first because the core is not. It could be the other way around though. I could be absolutely ass backwards on that. It could hit the mantle first, spin that on the core, which would set off a lot of volcanoes. A bunch of volcanoes. Mary Greeley has pointed out that the hotspot in Yellowstone has moved and been moving northeast for quite a bit, and they just hadn't been telling anybody. They've been hiding that information on all of their readouts and shit. See, Yellowstone has had 3 eruptions, and from the time span, they were all cutting back, in between each other pretty good there for a while. And so by their math, they're predicting we're overdue for a Yellowstone eruption. Yep. That's what I'm thinking too. I wonder what it's going to be like. Hopefully I haven't gone too senile to enjoy it. What now? Yeah, no, a lot of the bigger truth tellers that had the larger channels just got dumped from YouTube. Or they wouldn't put up with the restrictions and shit. I mean, how intelligent are you gonna sound sitting there talking about some kind of horrible shooting or shit that went down anywhere, talking about, and then someone took a pew-pew and unalived some people? That's retarded. Come here, buddy. Come here. Like, no, fuck you. There he comes. Oh yeah. And think about it. As big as the oceans are, that'd be the perfect place to hide. There's so much of it, a lot of it we can't even get to. Haven't even been to yet, supposedly. You see, and here's another thing. What if the round earthers are correct, of course. I mean, it has to be a fucking globe. But what if the flat earthers think they're right and we're not paying attention to their evidence because we just assume that they're wrong, and all their evidence really shows is that the planet is a hell of a lot more bigger than we thought it was? I mean, a lot bigger. Jupiter's not that far away. It's closer than the sun, and it's gigantic, and it's got just a whole lot of gravity to it. Why aren't we sucked into Jupiter? Pretty much. Pretty much. See, the reason... Okay, who's ever thought about all the shit they teach you in elementary school? And then who's ever questioned why they don't teach you any financial education whatsoever in elementary school from kindergarten to 12th grade? It's because the system doesn't want you to succeed. It wants you to stay exactly where the fuck you are. Nope. They tried to bump me for that. People don't understand. Well, see, okay, Trump came from pretty much nothing, right? Supposedly as a story, even though somehow or other his uncle got a hold of Nikola Tesla's papers. But Trump came from nowhere. He started out a used car salesman and then went into real estate. And both of those businesses, just from running a repair business for the little bit of time that I did, because repair business too, you started off at a loss. When you decide to open those shop doors, while that shop is open for those 8 or 10 or 12 hours that you've decided your day is going to be, if nobody's coming in there, that's 12 hours you didn't look for a job because you decided you were going to be your own job. And then you have to run it like that. You know, even the backyard guy like me doesn't have to pay anything, just go out there and wait on somebody. Sit in here and wait on somebody. As soon as they bring something in and I go and get the parts, I'm at a loss on that. I'm also on a loss on the gas and time to go get it. And then come back, fix it. I'm at a loss on that time. And so they have to pay for all that shit except for the gas. And if I'm wrong, then generally I eat that cost. Or I would. I did a pretty damn good job though. I mean, if I gave something back to somebody and they took it home and it blew up, they could bring it back. Now, I generally had another engine sitting there and be like, well, yeah, no, that was my fault. How much is an engine going to cost? I got one already on it, dude. Come get it. Yeah. That's what they do. The smart ones, the smarter kids in school get bored shitless. And so they start acting up. And then they get paddled. They ask questions. They get paddled. Especially if they ask a question that makes the teacher look dumb. No teacher likes that. But then at the same time, though, they've got us brainwashed to separate ourselves. They really don't have to fight us because we fight each other. I mean, it's crazy. And the other, oh God, there's so much shit they're starting to come out with. Darla, I'll go back and try to find that one particular Sasquatch video full of shorts of vocalizations and shit, and I'll send it to you. It'll creep you out. I'm sure you've heard it in the woods sometime or other. You're up there in the biggest forest country. I mean, no shit. People kind of have y'all, what do you call it, stereotyped. Everywhere there's a forest in Canada. That's all it is a big forest with mountains. Mountains, moose, and bears. And Dudley Do Right. It is. It is. Simon's not kidding. This is to the point. It's to the point now where they might just decide to use the deportations and shit as an excuse to just make a clean sweep. And God only knows what they truly have planned. You know, I think that shit really is like Star Wars. Whoever's at the very, very top, they've always got something in their back pocket just for them. Yep. I mean, people just don't understand the stupid shit that we separate ourselves with that doesn't mean a damn thing. I could see separating people with peanut allergies from people that don't have them and that eat peanuts. That would be a logical separation. but your skin's different. That's stupid. Your skin's different, but if I needed a kidney and you had one that would work, it would swap over just fine. But I hate you because of your skin. Yeah, no, we're not overpopulated. There's just too damn many people living in the cities. Everybody wants to be in the cities. Nobody wants to pull the Mennonite game, do any farming or any shit like that. And nowadays, most people don't know how. And probably most of them couldn't care less to know. Mm-hmm. What's that place, Cooper Pedy, where most of the time it's too damn hot to live above ground? It's where isn't that where they get the best opals from? It's Cooper Pedy. Okay, Darla, love you. I'm probably fixing to wrap it up here pretty quick. I got my wife coughing behind me. Yeah, I've seen a couple little shows where they talk about Cooper Pedy. I'm like, damn. Yeah, hot enough to fry an egg above ground. Like, whew. I don't think I could take it. I worked in a foundry for a little while and got to where my body temperature was around 111 all the damn time. Okay, Simon, I'm probably fixing to wrap up here pretty soon, man. Much love, brother. Keep an eye out for me. I'll be back on probably tomorrow. We'll see how many people go to church. I'd be staying away from churches for a while too, guys, because just large groups of people, not a good one. But yeah, guys, let's say a quick prayer and wrap up. And I'll be on tomorrow. Darla, when do you think would be a good time? Canadian time for everybody else? See, Creator of creation, please bring us the truth. Amen. Let's see, did Darla ever say when? Darla, when would be a good time? I guess we'll shoot for about noonish. She may have already popped off. Yeah, no shit. Your used paper clips might be worth something here in Little Wall. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, love you, Gate Smasher. But yeah, I'll pop on tomorrow. We'll say probably around the same time. So that'll be easy. We'll just cross our fingers really tight that Darla will be able to make it. All right. Love you guys. See you later.